Ladies and gentlemen, from Mandalay Bay, Las Vegas, the main event of the evening. This is for the Ring Magazine WBA WBO Lightweight Championship of the World. And now, for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, from Mandalay Bay, Las Vegas, let's get ready to rumble! Fighting out of the blue corner, wearing navy blue, 35 victories, including 17 knockouts, with 3 defeats. He's the challenger, Juan Diaz! And fighting out of the red corner, wearing black, 50 victories, including 37 knockouts, with 5 defeats and 1 draw. The future Hall of Famer, 3-time world champion, and the reigning, defending lightweight champion of the world, Juan Manuel Marquez.
All right, gentlemen, this is for the WBA and WBO World Lightweight titles. Any punches below this point are going to be called low. Golpes de bajo de este punto, será llamado bajo. Touch them up now. Good luck to both of you. Token lows. Buena suerte, hombres.
Well, folks, I told you to get your seatbelt. Baby Bull in black as well. He's got that knee brace on. Marquez with black shoes. The Baby Bull. So a go. Marquez reaches. If he can execute what Ronnie Shields says, in and out. So far, he's in, but doesn't.
Trailing with his right hand and getting you to come into his trap.
Does. Bernard Hopkins, one of the best at setting traps. This guy's
Marquez might come out a little faster than he did in the first fight, because it's like, okay, maybe this is rounds 5 through 9, all over, confident at the end of that fight.
And you're right, Devin, that's how he should be fighting it. But look at this, that's what Ronnie Shield wants, in and out. Throws the right hand and he can reach it. The Mexican, that's the Mexican fans yelling, Marquez is really extraordinary. You know that this is for a championship fight. You wouldn't get this reaction, but the smaller guys, and Mexico and Puerto Rico and the Philippines.
And Marquez is gradually not out in front of things, not overly flashy, just consent. Diaz is right there with him here.
Diaz tries to I don't see a clear winner in this round, although I think that by accumulation, that's why I gave Marquez that round. Let's see if Diaz quick. That's what Ronnie Shields did. I think that the audio is.
Now, the other thing for Diaz is to pay attention to this left hook coming from our left hook, and he can come over the top with the right hand if he's quick enough.
Well, that's the key. If he's so, well, look at those shots at the inside. He's so concerned about getting out of there that he's forgetting to throw.
When you better make sure you get something with you to take out, and then he needs to move on the angles.
Good body shots by forward. He's trying to do the best he can. The reach, how to use it. He turns that left shoulder in more. First
jab, uppercut. That's his staple.
The way he feints. He makes the Baby Bull move with feints. And very technical, but he's doing it.
That's the best punch of the fight there, a good left hook.
He's terrific. Diaz is not closing the gap.
A bit too long on this situation.
How about that sneaky uppercut by one?
It's one thing to do it against a sparring partner, and it works. But this is...
Well, if there's any question about the first round, going to Marquez, which is basically what we've been saying for the 2 rounds. Here we go. Marquez leading
at the end. He stepped up the pace here. There's a good hook by Diaz.
15 and 15 in the first fight for Marquez. Beating him to the is 10 years older and has 15 more wins. So, I mean...
And Diaz, he hit a wall a couple years ago again, and that had not been reported. So he went right at Diaz, beat him. And Marquez did the same thing. Actually, muscle Diaz.
One of the best, I tell you, when Nate Campbell fought Robbie Peden in Australia. Peden won. Nate was upset because he got cut, but it wasn't intentional.
You see the jab of Marquez trying to
winning it.
Just by a little bit in terms of the hand speed, but it was enough with the jab, not Diaz.
Marquez facing you. Oh, I caught him with the right hand. See the perspiration and water fly, and you will see him stand up. Wants to.
Sneaky little right hand there, big direction now.
Problem is Diaz is fighting well, winning any round. Look at this. On the assault. Fighters are fighters. But he is 36 years old, not old. Now the Bull has got to start winning some rounds. He's got a but throw coming in. See, he's getting counterpunched by this guy.
Because he's telling
B because he's not winning any rounds.
it's hitting him.
Minute gone in the 4th round. Colonel Bob Sheridan here. Juan Manuel has just landed a big shot, and Shields said, "Get in and get out." He's slugging with him, and he's getting nailed. Now I see his legs starting to wither. Heels
you down, but smart enough to know when to go for the end.
So
now the uppercut in this round.
Diaz just not scoring at all.
The thing is, as rounds have gone along in fights, early, and it's gone completely against him, and he looks like a guy.
Marquez is not taking any time off as the seconds tick away.
Look, we lost that round, okay? But listen, just keep adding your feints to it, okay? But look, when we
por no perder derecho, le cascas un upper derecho enfrente y lo
Now
vas
my
a...
old buddy USA.
And here's
Baja,
Marquez
California.
with the uppercut that was the defense.
Here we go, round 5, Mandalay Bay. It's a lopsided fight. Fights we have now. This is falling into that category, and because he will not knock out Marquez.
Well, throw. He's having a hard time executing. Credit for making him uncomfortable in that fight plan.
And basing that on the fact that Floyd Mayweather couldn't do it, Chris John in the world today, maybe one of the greatest defensive fighters in the history of boxing, fighting fighters in the world as well, and yet both of those guys which has no shot at knocking this guy out. If they couldn't do it, he certainly can't do it. I mean, Marquez is just boxing.
To him, in terms of a style, with what Julio Cesar Chavez would do, to break you down and then take you out. Never be in a huge hurry, but hit you with from that in a number of his big fights.
Dave, the night you and I did the fight, and 40,000 people against Greg Haugen, arguably one of the... And Chavez that night with the people going crazy in Mexico. His career, in the prime of his career, and then he'd destroy him upstairs. You know, there was a time, one of the greatest of all time, and until he, really right. He's given him the right directions, but this kid can't execute it at the stage.
Now you're not confident in those feints.
In the World Championship, guy who's more experienced, and he's just a little determined.
Sure. Keeps coming at him.
Because there is swelling around the eyes of Juan Manuel. It has been down. I thought Diaz was shaking a little bit. It comes 6 from Las Vegas.
They're setting a nice pace. But do you really think and fake out a guy of Marquez's caliber? Take advantage once of Marquez going straight back and could change the fight if he
drop a big right hand right now. That's what he's trying to do. Look at that for movement in deep. Watch him sneak off that left shoulder. Makes him miss all those shots. Even a real bull can't take too many headshots.
You love the movement here by Marquez, the foot movement. Jab, move to the...
More of a war because Diaz was winning it at this stage. But this chasing Diaz around. He wants to finish him off. Love it. Katsidas is number 1, and then comes the South End is undefeated. And Moses from Namibia is 20. England is 29-0. And we saw Robert Guerrero. Marquez is in command. The baby.
He's trying the feints as asked for, but he feinted from outside, from out there.
He's not going to sell a feint to Marquez anyway. I don't believe that.
He hasn't. He's also got something behind it where you have to buy the fake because of what's really.
And it's almost that he's better at all the little tiny things, the real. And Diaz hasn't went around yet.
Marquez is a little
counter-punching. He's just a little better, but that adds up to a lot. A great champion, and Juan Diaz is not.
You're hurt, he'll go for it. If he thinks he's just dominating you, he'll continue.
That he'll be glad that I said hello to him and all the prisoners watching this fight.
The feints coming up short and then popping him with the jab. Everything going
here. And Diaz is trying. It's so frustrating me. This is round 8. And Diaz, on my score sheet, doesn't want to. If he's thumbed, maybe that he'll pick up the pace a little bit more. The coast, and he can win this fight. He could lose every round and still win the fight the rest of the way out.
A lot to be said for not doing it, too. You get out of your fight plan, you get out, and you can't capture that aggression back. Marquez is firing on all.
Thing illegal. The thumb is an accident. Putting out, and it's been non-stop action. Just great chopping right hand. Digging body shot. Oh, and still Marquez too quick at his feet. He pulls out. This inch.
He gets tagged. Marquez makes him pay or a jab in the right hand down the middle.
Plus, he's still 35, and if he loses this fight, he's 35. And the heck does he fight? Where does he go?
Well,
Marquez goes.
the good 135-pound guys. Diaz, as far as he's going to go.
And it may be, even though he's only 26, boxing this guy in the closing seconds of the 8th round. But look at that right eye. But you don't need to be a professional judge to realize that Marquez is giving one. This guy has a coach in his vocabulary.
You know, and you haven't been. That is the great thing about Marquez. Look at the fluid aspect.
Possibly see out of that right eye right now. That eye is almost squeezed.
To that effect. So he really has to battle that on his own, or it's to his detriment.
Don't keep coming back. Oh, he just got caught by right hand. Marquez would love to do it because he knows he's got a problem with the right eye. Not too many.
You know, we talked about the Chavez angle, maybe not to the box.
Seemed to be okay, but he's making a lot of mistakes. He's bouncing, you know, up and
he's bewildered.
Totally. Nice uppercut by Marquez. I'm making an interesting, entertaining, the most entertaining.
And Marquez came out and continued what he was doing at
Havana, and Ronnie got him in the best shape of his life. He is in great shape, and he won't go because of the conditioning he's in. 2 or 3 rounds ago that Marquez is just a little bit better. Just a little bit better. Now let's see if the bettors are going to be happy. Because I'm sure doesn't even know that, but the fans do. Marquez can't see out of his eye there. It's totally
corner of Diaz. We've never seen a concerted.
Now he can't see out of his right eye. Circle left so he can keep the vision of this guy in front of him. Marquez, you know, middle. That's it. And that's what he's trying to do. You hit the guy in the middle. Diaz is waiting. He can't be waiting. He's lost every round in the fight. There's, you know, less guys right eye.
And he's been given a terrific gift.
You hear a slight little rumble in the crowd because they realize they're losing their money on the end of rounds. You hear each other.
You don't know anybody putting one down, did you?
No. But look at this. With all that the Bull is doing, he's not winning the round.
Well, he's doing it. I mean, you see a guy, if you feel he can't see out of his eye.
And Marquez is winning every round out boxing him. In reality, that might be entertaining in that if you love boxing, you're watching a master boxer against a very tough kid. His life for the rematch, and he's totally dominated him. More so than
going away like he did. You're confident coming in. One thing to he can see a little bit, not much.
He just got, and Ronnie's got to tell him the only way you win is by knockout. Forget the double, triple jabs and go to your left and hit him to the right side of his body where he can't. I'm not going down without getting off every last thing that I can do. And then General Petraeus is staying under control and wiping out those Taliban guys in the armed forces. I salute you. Even if I outrank you, I still salute. Round 11. Diaz has clipped him a couple of times here.
I think he's a little tired. I think the pace of it is caught with him. I'm going to give him that. And out of the eye. Not much, but it's not completely closed. And this is the round that Diaz has finally got.
45 seconds ago in this round, Juan Manuel can still, but Diaz has got to put his ears back and go.
And it's a talent level. Can he jump up 2 talent levels and beat this guy? No. And that's what it's about.
It's not on his side.
I mean, this is a guy that Paulie Malignaggi beat.
So Diaz finally gets around, but it's the 11th round. Let's see if he can execute it. Now Diaz is still a figures with Diaz, but it's Marquez who's showing the urgency.
And now, obviously, you know, Malignaggi clearly outboxed Diaz in their second fight. This is a guy that can't get past And Paulie Malignaggi, a good fighter, has done a lot with his career.
See, we're talking about a kid that's going to end up making a lot of money, being a good lawyer in Houston. Ed Brophy will be dusting off the trophy very shortly for Juan Manuel. Both things have shown for the 36-year-old in this fight. He's totally a bull is stronger than Marquez, but not tonight. This has been a boxing one bit. Crowd is really into it now. It's been not quite what we expected. And again, I'll say
no rounds off. These guys have set a torrid pace.
But look at Juan Diaz still by the second. This is professional boxing, and it's about paydays. Diaz is getting a huge payday for this one, and he deserves it because he came ready to fight, and he certainly entertained me. And Dave, I'm not going to speak to you. I thought it was a terrific. The crowd comes to its feet as they battle to the bell. It's all over. Draculins have to step in. Juan Manuel Marquez. Diaz has lost. Marquez has defended his title. There's only one round in the entire fight.
To the scorecards, Jerry Ross, 110. Patricia Morris-Jarman, 117. Champion of the world, Juan Manuel Marquez.